this movie was so weird it scared the hair right off of my face. No, this is for the It review, so don't worry, it's gonna come back. I'm gonna grow it back. But yeah, I just saw the movie Mother! Exclamation point. It definitely deserves that exclamation point. Even the title says Mother, it fades away, and then the exclamation point is still there and then fades away. So it's aware it really needs that exclamation point. I'm just gonna give you a heads up. This is probably gonna be my asshole review. I just know as soon as I give this review, people are gonna be like, what an asshole. But just bear with me a little bit. I gotta go into spoilers to talk about it, so pre-spoiler anything. I'm not gonna go into details or anything like that, because everyone says you should go in knowing nothing about this film, and that's kind of true. So here's my initial thoughts. I like the way it's written. Surprisingly, I really like the way this movie is written. I don't like the way it's directed, and I really like this guy's work. This is Darren Aronofsky, and he's done a lot of really riveting, strange, surreal, gritty, interesting movies. And this one, I felt, while it was written nice, he wrote it as well. I thought it was not interesting to look at. I don't feel, with the exception of maybe Michelle Pfeiffer, all the performances are good. They're good performances, but nothing really stands out in something that where the characters are written kind of vaguely, if that's a... maybe, I don't know. Again, I can't really talk about going into spoilers, but performances are fine. But okay, here's the thing. Every day, guy wakes up, asks the cinematographer, what do you think we should shoot today? And I said, well, let's shoot all our actors, particularly Jennifer Lawrence, like this. And he said, brilliant! Next shot, what are we gonna do? Well, why don't we shoot all our actors, particularly Jennifer Lawrence, like this? That is the goddamn movie! And here's the thing, as it goes on and on, those shots are needed, because it's supposed to build the anxiety and stuff, but the whole movie is shot like that. So I don't know why it needed to be a movie. I think this could have been a play. I don't know what cinematic big screen elements this adds that you couldn't probably also get on stage. I think this would be a wonderful play. I think you could totally do it. Overall, again, without going into spoilers, am I glad I saw it? Sure. It's one of those movies where I'm kind of like, yeah, this is a good idea. See, to me, some parts have too much detail, but it is left just vague enough where I feel like, okay, you can sort of read different things into it, and the performances are good, and when it needs to be very anxiety-provoking, it is. Other people ask, is it a horror film? In the same way Eraserhead's a horror film, you know, it's like, technically, yeah, but the really shocking, disturbing stuff everyone's talking about doesn't really happen until the last, I don't know, 15 minutes, something like that. So is it gory? Is it all that stuff? Again, not until the end. So if you're thinking this whole movie is going to be shocking and disturbing and just really hammering it on the whole way through, it really doesn't get there until the end, and you'll get it. You know, they definitely pile it all on. But so if you're looking for something that's abstract and definitely provokes a lot of anxiety and can be open to interpretation, this will work for you. I think it'll work okay. My initial problems, which some of you are gonna find hard to believe, is that sometimes I think it hammered the nail a little too much on the head, and now we gotta go into spoiler territory, okay? Because none of you are gonna believe me on this. I put this on my Facebook. I haven't even seen the reactions yet. I know they're saying you goddamn liar, but I swear to God, one of my major problems with this movie is it was kind of predictable. I know you're like, what the hell are you talking about? You goddamn liar. But I will tell you exactly how I could kind of figure out what was gonna happen. It didn't necessarily ruin the movie, but it got in the way a little bit. Alright, so we're in spoiler territory now. Just hopefully you can get an idea before, you know, if this is a movie you want to see or not. So, okay, movie opens up, Mother, exclamation point, and it's Jennifer Lawrence. No, actually, it's this woman on fire. Mother, exclamation point. And this burnt place suddenly is put back together, this house. as Jennifer Lawrence rises from the sheets. And literally, the sheets are there and she rises up. Turn goes, baby, hi, and stuff. And Javier Bardem is there and he's like, oh, and this, you really brought me out of the flames, didn't you? You really brought me out of that. And yeah, well, I just really want to get the house looking nice. And the minute she puts her hand on the house and you see there's a heartbeat in the house, I said, this is Mother Earth. This is either Mother Earth or some proximity of that. I don't know who Javier is or anything else, but this is Mother Earth, because they don't have a baby yet, and as the story kind of goes on, they don't talk about too much yet, so I'm like, okay, and just everything she does, she's obsessed with the house looking good, and looking clean, looking nice. She doesn't drink, she doesn't really do anything bad to herself, and Javier is a writer, and he's waiting for inspiration to come back, but he hasn't written for a while. And then these people come over, this man and woman come over to visit, and she's like, no, what are they doing here? Well, we can't allow them in. Well, what's going on? What's going on? And just, they move some things around. No, you can't die. I worked so hard to get this place right. This is Mother Earth. This is probably Adam and Eve. Wouldn't you know it? Just a little bit later, two sons drop by. And one, and they're really upset over, some financial stuff, about, like, it sounds like the father's dying or something like that, and one kills the other. Yeah, Adam and Eve had a couple sons, didn't they? One killed the other? Okay. I'm just gonna take a wild shot in the dark that the flaming woman at the beginning is what's gonna happen to Jennifer Lawrence. More and more people are gonna come in, gonna rip the place apart, probably gonna give birth to a baby that's gonna be like Jesus, and baby's gonna die, get ripped apart or something like that, and she's gonna blow up, and either it's gonna end there as kind of like a, I don't know, climate change thing maybe, like if you don't, this will happen, the world will blow up, or it's going to be it all starts over again. So yeah, pretty much from the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I think this is what's gonna happen. I don't know the details, but I'm pretty sure this is what's gonna happen. And it does. But here's the thing. I'm okay with it because a lot of it is done not necessarily in historical order or religious order or something like that. There's symbols like, a frog down there, kind of like the plagues and stuff like that. But where it loses me a little bit is when they actually say very clearly who they are. And again, without giving, again, too much away, although I guess I can't give it away. Even if you know the story, it's interesting to watch to kind of read what different things could be. And maybe you can interpret it a totally different way. But I'm saying my way, the interpretation I got, I predicted the whole thing. So I'm assuming this is what they were going for. But I say that at the end, she flat out says to Javier, who are you? And he says, I am, again, I'll leave a little bit, I won't give it all away, but I am blank. And to me, there's a couple times where they do there where it's just going those couple steps too much. I felt like if you had a man and woman there early on, you could interpret that as Adam and Eve, but you don't know. But as soon as the sons come in and one kills the other, it's like, okay, well, that's Cain and Abel. This is Adam and Eve, and she tosses them out, and they never come back. And it's like, hey, that's what this is. And when she gives birth to the child, well, first of all, Javier writes his thing, writes his brilliant poetry, and they very cleverly, again, this is smart, they do not show what he wrote. Instead, they visually show it. That's the one thing cinematically. It's like, okay, I still argue you could do that on stage, but so they do show it instead of actually telling you, and I like that. And it's left open to interpretation. It touches a lot of people, and all these people come to hear the word. They say, you touch me in a big way and stuff, and he's even taking, like, ink and doing this, like, Ash Sunday on their heads and stuff, and I'm like, oh, come on! It's some of this, it doesn't have to be that on the head. But here's the thing, too. Maybe that's kind of the idea. Maybe it's that I'm just reading it so much as that. That this is what's going on and it can't be interpreted any other way. Yeah, and maybe other people could see it and see it as something totally different. I don't know what other people are reading into this, because all I know is that I would sort of watch the first like minute or two of people's reviews just to see if they liked it or not, because again, they said if you don't want to know anything about it, stop here, and I did. I stopped there. I didn't look into it, so I don't. But they usually say like it's really, really left open and it's not made clear, and my problem is it's made a little too clear. I would have liked it if they never say at the end who Javier is. I would have liked it if the two sons didn't come in and one kills the other and stuff. I would have liked it if that was kept a little bit more vague, especially because other stuff is kind of told out of order and done out of order, and it's more themes and ideas. See, that's the stuff I like. But even if it is as it is, like they don't change a word or anything like that, it is shot so annoyingly. I mean, see, here's the thing. The more and more people that come in, then you can get close to Jennifer Lawrence's face. Then you can just follow her around, shaky cam and stuff like that. And like, okay, that's supposed to be anxiety provoking, but the minute it starts, it's just on her friggin' face. And most of the others are in close-up too, but at least they have some variety. But anytime Jennifer Lawrence is on, it's like, no, just face, taking over the whole frame. And so when you do get to the anxiety-provoking moment, you're just kind of used to it. You're bored by it. You know, all these people are coming in and it's turned into a war zone and stuff and gore and blood and everything, but it's like, you're still just kind of on her face. And if it started off far off and it was pleasant, it was pretty, and it was beautiful, and you saw stuff growing and things like that, and then as things got more uncomfortable, it got closer, that would work because it's really taking you out of it, but it's always super tight on her face. And I'm really like, it's kind of like the ice puns in Batman and Robin where they're like, no, there can't be that many. No, it really is just like all entirely on her face. And maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe the director had a certain idea to have that going for it, but it's like, man, it doesn't come across. It's not, I hate to say it's not nice to look at because it's Jennifer Lawrence, that's a beautiful person, but I mean, there's only so long you can only get one face, you know, in just one shot. Again, this must have been the easiest job for a cinematographer. Every time, Jennifer Lawrence, what shot do we do? Close up, done. I mean, it's like all the time. So that stuff like really bothers me. I think this would have been like, for me, like a really sort of fun, interpretive film, and maybe to a lot of people it can be. I hear there's a lot of people that like it. I totally get, and I hear people that hate it, totally get that too. Again, as par my asshole review, I'm somewhere down the middle. I do like the way it's written. I think this is a smart, clever written film that can sort of take the history and themes of, like, you know, just humanity in general and sort of condense it down to this house idea. And you could argue it goes a little overboard at the end, but again, at the beginning, they're kind of setting up this is not a straightforward story. You know, not everything is going to be, you know, well, that can't happen in real life. It's definitely not real life. It kind of sets it up pretty quickly. So, yeah, everyone seems to have a very extreme thought on. I do have extreme thoughts, but it's not extreme love or extreme hate, if that makes sense. There's some things I can't even say I really extremely hate the cinematography because, you know, when you do get to the end and the people are coming in, it is anxiety provoking, but you're kind of done looking at that shot. It's like one shot of her just in those close-ups, and it's just, I don't know, it's film. It's film. You should be able to explore and do all these amazing things. And like I said, maybe there was some intention I'm totally missing. And you know what? Maybe my idea that this is kind of like the themes and ideas of humanity and that she's Mother Earth and Javier is like God and, you know, or whatever you want to call him, and the baby is Jesus and Cain and Abel and stuff like that. Maybe I could be totally off. Maybe the director comes out, no, that's not what I was saying at all. But like I said, I did predict where the story was going because I made that assumption. So I feel like that's not a bad assumption to make. But again, the great thing about it is that it is an abstract film. You can draw whatever conclusion you like. I think a lot of people are going to be annoyed by the way it's shot and how it just goes so crazy abstract. And here's the other thing too. Okay, the crazy abstract at the end, that's fine. It has a bunch of people coming in and everything. It goes on way too long. And I get it. They want to have the anxiety going and everything. But again, you're just so used to that shot. That damn shot of her face that when you're really dragging it out, it just starts to kind of become boring. You know, I get it too, because there's a scene where it goes quiet. It's supposed to be like, whoa, like so suddenly you have silence. But like, I remember this is a really weird comparison because it's not always the best movie, but in Titanic, the dance scene, remember where they're dancing downstairs and all the Celtic music is going and they're going crazy and everything, and they just have that hard cut to the men talking and smoking and just the soft music, and it's such an effective cut, and you see the dramatic change of two locations of this loud, crazy party and this very quiet, subdued, you know, people talking very low and stuff like that. And that dance scene was like, I don't know, 3 minutes before I made that cut? Assuming I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I mean, this ending goes on like, you know, 10, 15 minutes, you know, of just people coming in. So, or at least it feels that way. Again, maybe it's the shot. So, yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I'm wondering, did anyone else watch it and was like, did anyone else have my experience? That's what I'm wondering. Did you just, and be honest, you know, just did anyone else watch it be like, Mother Earth, oh, it's gonna do this kind of thing? And if so, did you still enjoy it? Because like I said, I like the way it's written, even knowing that going in, not going in, but you know, the first 5 minutes, I still kind of like the idea. And if not, if you're like, no, that's not what it's about at all, tell me what you thought it was about. Because I wouldn't mind hearing that interpretation either. Because like I said, I liked it when it was more vague. That's when I liked it more. When it started to kind of put the details in your face and, who are you? I am blank. That bothers me. Why couldn't you leave that a little bit more open? You could have the exact same things happen, but why did you have to, you know, sort of nail that head a little too much? But maybe for a lot of people, that's fine. Maybe they really need that, or they either don't want to see it that way or do see it that way or whatever. So I'm interested. I'm really interested in people's thoughts on this, because right now it's pretty love or hate, and I completely understand both. So yeah, if anything, this is kind of more of a video to like, because like I said, I got the opinion out pretty early, and hopefully people that don't want to spoil can figure out whether they want to see it or not. But I kind of really just want to open this up for conversation, for discussion, which I think is good. You know, what did you get out of this movie if you saw it? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think it was predictable knowing that? Do you think it was too abstract? Do you think it was too hammering it on the head? I'm actually really, really curious. So, yeah, again, just kind of down the middle. I know I say that so many times. There's some movies I really agree with. I liked, you know, that everybody liked. I liked Civil War. I liked Frozen. I liked Wonder Woman. You know, it's like, I like these movies and everybody loved those movies. But yeah, this one, I guess this one was kind of down the middle too, wasn't it? People either love it or hate it, and even the reviews were kind of getting less and less. So I'm curious. I'm curious of people's thoughts on this. So definitely leave in the comments below, because I really want to look through them and I want to see just the general gist of what people were getting out of this movie. And like I said, just starting a conversation. I think this is a good movie for starting a conversation, whether you want to see it as good or bad. Because there's definitely stuff, like I said, that I'm like, man, they could have improved this, or they could have done this better. But someone else could come along and be like, no, they did that because of this. And I could see a totally different point of view. So that's my point of view. Go ahead and share your points of view. I'm really, really curious. So, yeah, that's about it. And hopefully next time you see me, I'll have this grown back. So I will talk to you later.